This is your boy Scotty, and this is a rant. Now, originally, I was supposed to do this particular rant on R. Kelly in his 19-minute song, but this morning I woke up and I thought about my live that I did last night, which I posted, but I deleted the live simply because I wasn't feeling it. You know, when I don't like a live, I don't post it or keep it up for too long. However, I was thinking about the last couple of minutes of my live, and we were talking about K. Michelle, and it just made me decide to get up and do a video in regards to her. In regards to her return to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now, everybody knows that I love K. Michelle down. Like, I love her to death. I've been a fan of hers long before Love and Hip Hop. We all know since 2009, I've been a fan of hers ever since I saw that video of her not dancing, but singing on top of the piano. She was singing a song called Where They Do That At, and it was on her very first mixtape, What's the 901. I've loved her ever since, and I've always wanted to see her win. And when I saw her, when I saw that she was getting on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I was happy for her, because I was like, this may be what she needs to finally get into the scene the way that she needs to get into the scene. And what happened? She got on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and it brought interest to her music. More interest than I had ever seen, being that I've been a fan of hers since she had like 15,000 people following her on fucking Twitter. Even less than that, you know what I'm saying? So, when she jumped off the second season and left the show and released her first album, she was on a rise. She was outselling some of her peers. You know, her first album sold like 72K the first week, which is good for an R&B artist during this type of climate. And she outsold the likes of Sierra. She outsold Kelly Rowland. You know, she was outselling a lot of people that was established acts. And this is coming from a person that was told that she would never release an album, and if she did, she would never sell one. You know what I'm saying? She went on tour. She put 7th Streeter on as her opening act along with Tierra Thomas. And it was a sold out tour. Then, you know, she went and did Love and Hip Hop New York. And then she turned around and got her own show. Did her own musical. And then released her album, Anybody Wanna Buy a Heart. And that was some of her biggest sales to date. I think it sold like between 90 or 92K the first week. Some of her biggest sales to date. And so, she was still on a rise. Like, you know, her career was just going so well for someone that she was pretty much, her and Tamar was pretty much the two R&B artists that, although they wasn't seeing no Beyonce type sales, they were doing decent. They was doing moderate for this day and age, because R&B isn't selling. So they were pretty much the biggest things out there at that moment. And when she came out with More Issues in Vogue, her third album, it was supposed to be a country album. But she was fighting with the label, and they didn't want her to do country. You know, she felt very secluded creatively. And, she was upset. She really didn't care for that album. That's what I believe. And so, we were all, at least her fans rather, was sitting around here. She was, she had finally did the BET Awards and everything. So we was sitting up here waiting for her to release this country album, because I know I was. And when a track listing came out, it was nothing like a country album. I knew then it was more of an urban album. And then she came out with Not a Little Bit. And that's a song that I actually love. One of my favorite songs by her. But I'm like, okay, now they playing it safe. This isn't nothing she said she was going to do. So then she went on The Breakfast Club. And then she cussed Angela Yee out. And that's what pretty much started the nosedive. And although More Issues in Vogue did decently, like it sold like I think 55 to 60K the first week, I think, but it was a significant drop from Anybody Wanna Buy a Heart. She went on The Breakfast Club and she cussed Angela Yee out. And then the situation that happened with the DC radio station, although that wasn't her fault, because she's explained it later on down the line. It wasn't her fault, but they blocked her and they banned her from radio because they felt she didn't show up, but it was more to the story than that. Of course, now the ban has been lifted and now people can play her music, but back then her music was kind of banned because Not a Little Bit was doing very well on radio, and all of a sudden it fell. And then her next single wasn't getting played at all, so it was kind of like, what can she do? And she doesn't even have radio on her side. So it's kind of like from that point on, it kind of just faltered from then on. And then she released, I remember she went on Everyday Struggle, probably one of their best interviews ever. I understood everything that she said. I feel like she's very underrated as an artist, and she's very talented. Like she can out-sing, out-write a lot of these girls that's out right now, but people don't see that because of her personality. And that just brings me to her decision to go back to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now, I wasn't a fan of this decision, period. I never wanted her to go back. Because when she goes on Love and Hip Hop, it only brings out the worst in her when she goes on Love and Hip Hop. I felt like if she was going to go back to TV, she could have just did her own show and called it a day. But instead, they had her go back to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And now she's filming with all these different people. And now they got her ex-best friend, Paris, on the show. There ain't going to be nothing but a bunch of drama. Then you got A1 and Lyrica coming for her and all of this stuff. And then, Zell Swag just did some live on Instagram yesterday talking about supposedly there was a drink thrown between K. Michelle and Paris or something like that. I don't know if it was for the cameras or what. But apparently there was a drink thrown, and he talking about, that ain't all we got coming for you, baby. We're going to run your ass out of L.A. All these people are coming for her. And she's here on Love and Hip Hop because she has a new record coming out soon. And, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is for the visibility so she can be seen. But at the same time, Kay, it's not doing you any favors, to be honest. It's not. And this is coming from someone that loves you. I can already see it now. Now, I've been looking at the little Love and Hip Hop pages, and I see the majority of people does seem to take more to Kay and her antics. But then again, I see other people, and I lost all respect for K. Michelle. And of course, I didn't lose no respect for her because I like her with or without the TV. Like a person's personality doesn't stop me from buying their music, because I don't like Tamar, but I've actually purchased some of her records. But I just feel like this show is not doing her any favors, and she's getting into drama on this show like she did on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and it's just not doing anything for her. And you listen to her interview on Everyday Struggle, and she's talked about how she's been blocked from a lot of things. Like, she gets this big acclaim from the Billboard magazine, but never gets invited to the Billboard Awards, so it's never nominated. She doesn't get to perform at certain things like the Black Girls Rock or anything like that. She has a hard time booking prime time shows so she can promote her damn songs and she promote her music, promote this. And she feels like it's because of the reality show and the character that she portrays on there. And I believe that's what it is. But you getting on Love and Hip Hop, doing the shit that you're doing now, it's not doing you any favors, baby. It's not. And I just feel like it's not. And I just think that this needs to be your very last time getting on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, okay? It really needs to be. Because I feel like it's not doing you any fucking favors, period. Like, at all. At all. It's not. And I want you to continue to do your thing. Like, you really can't. And even though right now on the music side she's a little bit cold because her last album did not do well, period. She is a little bit cold on the music scene, but she has other things going on. She got her own drink, she got her own restaurant, so she's still doing great things. But music is her heart and her soul. And I feel like if she really wants to be taken seriously as an artist, and she wants to get rid of these things that people say about her and these images that people have of her because of reality TV and because of Love and Hip Hop, she needs to get away from it. And I see why when she would go on Love and Hip Hop, she didn't want to film with certain people and this and that. And now you got, after this argument with Lyrica. You see certain people in the industry with a lot to say. You know, Natalie Nunn says some things, or Erica Mena says some things, or Tanisha Thomas says some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you do have certain people that's in the industry that's siding with Lyrica instead of Kay. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know, she knows that the industry don't really fuck with her like that, and she's fine with it. You know, and as long as you know that motherfuckers don't fuck with you, you know, you ain't delusional about it and you thinking everybody fuck. She already know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is something new. She know they don't fuck with her. But I just don't, as a fan, I want to see her do more than what she doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to turn your persona around and you want to get back to Kimberly. Get back to Kimberly. You know what I'm saying? Get back to Kimberly. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just be who you need to be. I'm not saying you need to stop being yourself, but the antics that you do on TV isn't helping. And this is why you always say you hate Love and Hip Hop, because it doesn't do anything for you. So I know why you here. You here because you want to promote yourself. That's what you're here for, and I understand it. But the things that you're getting into on the show is not helping you, and I can already see for the rest of the season, you're going to be the most talked about, but everybody's going to try to shit on you. And even though a lot of people are Team K this season because they feel like she single-handedly, and she has single-handedly made the show entertaining already with one episode. It was mainly because of her that it's entertaining like hell. It really is. But when you think about her music and what she's trying to put out there, that's not helping her. It's good TV, but it's fucking her up. You know what I'm saying? And I love Kay, and I want to see her continue to succeed because she already showed us that she can. But I just want her to know what's really important, and that's her music. You know, I know when you get on reality TV, you got to have a little bit of drama. You got to do this, you got to do that. But you know, K. Michelle is a polarizing figure. You know, you have a lot of people that love her, but then you have a lot of people that hate her. So it's like a 50-50 thing. But I just want Kate to just realize what's more important. And then all these people are now coming for her, from what I hear. You know, Zell Swag has been going after her on Instagram like for the last couple of weeks. I don't know. All because of Paris. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just really confused because K. Michelle and Paris follow each other on Instagram. So it makes me feel like, is all of this shit for TV? Like, what the fuck is really going on here? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But all I want is for Kay to do what she came here to do, and that's to promote her music. I don't want to see her in a bunch of drama. But it looks like that's what we're going to see her doing. And I don't like the term that it's going, because she is an established act at this point. So she shouldn't even be in the stuff that she's getting in at this point. But it is what it is. Leave your comments below. And let's talk about K. Michelle. And should this be her last season of Love and Hip Hop? And I'm out of here, you guys. Till next time, I'll holler at y'all. Bye-bye.